travelers to Bali will soon be required to show proof of booster vaccination. The Central Government of Indonesia is set to change regulations for international travelers again, just weeks after scrapping the PCR test for vaccinated travelers and removing outdoor mask mandates. Based on rising caseloads in Bali and Java, as well as around the world, the central government has announced that regulations will be changed within the next 2 weeks, requiring travelers to show proof of a booster COVID-19 vaccination at border control. Booster vaccination requirements are also being expanded for Indonesian citizens, who will soon be required to show proof of their booster vaccination in order to enter public spaces such as malls, events, and stadiums. The announcement was made by the Java Bali COVID-19 Restrictions Coordinator, Luhut Bin Sarpanjaitan, in light of recent updates from President Joko Widodo's limited cabinet meeting. The National COVID-19 Task Force is developing the new regulations, which will be implemented in a maximum of 2 weeks, according to Panjaitan. Although the government has not specified a date for the implementation of the new mandate, this update is not speculative. The government will also re-implement the requirement for booster vaccination as a condition for travel by air, land, and sea, which will be carried out in a maximum of 2 weeks, Panjaitan told the press. Such as malls and offices will be converted to booster vaccination to encourage booster vaccination and support travel requirements and entry into public places. President Widodo also stated that the Peduli Lindung track and trace app should be used more widely throughout Indonesia. He noted that in some areas, the requirement to scan QR codes before entering a public space has been relaxed. Shopping malls, cafes, restaurants, schools, places of work, and event spaces must check in using the Peduli Lindung track and trace app. It is unclear how the upcoming mandatory booster vaccine for travelers will affect those who plan to visit Bali in the coming weeks. Anthony Albanese, the new Australian Prime Minister, told the press this morning, July 6, that a third and fourth booster for all Australians is a matter of urgency and simply an inevitable part of living with COVID-19. Booster vaccinations are only available for those who are vulnerable to severe COVID-19, according to the Australian Government Health website's booster vaccination advice page, which was last updated on June 22, 2022. A winter booster dose is not recommended at this time for people aged 16 to 64 who are not at risk of severe disease from COVID-19. Following Prime Minister Albanese's statement today, which was informed by a meeting with the Australian Technical Advisory Group on Immunisation, eligibility for a booster shot may be expanded to include all Australian residents, particularly those who travel. Booster vaccinations are being distributed in other countries where the majority of Bali's visitors come from, including the United Kingdom, New Zealand, Singapore, and India. Unless medically exempt, all international arrivals will be required to show proof of booster vaccination. A few weeks ago, caseloads in Bali were consistently declining and were classified as clinically under control. Caseloads are steadily increasing as more cases of 2 Omicron subvariants, BA.4 and BA.5, are reported, which are thought to cause severe symptoms even in those who have been vaccinated. Caseloads are also increasing in Australia, the United Kingdom, France, and Italy. Bali's vaccination rollout has been one of the most successful in Indonesia to date. The COVID-19 task force is concerned that the booster vaccine's uptake has been slower than expected. In Bali, uptake of the second dose of the vaccine is 81%, while uptake of the booster vaccine is only 24% of the government's target. Local booster campaign efforts are underway in all Bali regencies.